Some of you guys may know I'm James. I've been serving here at the church for a number of years. Pastor asked me to tell a story about a miracle or something amazing I've seen God do in my life or experience I've had. Some of you may not know that my family and I had a chance to live in East Africa, Tanzania, for 9 years. We did mission work there, and some of the stories that I've experienced, you wouldn't believe it. There's one in particular that I'll never forget. We work with a number of local pastors in the villages of the Zaramo tribe. The Zaramo tribe were devout Muslims, as well as very dedicated to their tribal beliefs. And as our pastors would go out, Pastor Leo would go out and share the gospel. He had unbelievable faith, and to where he'd witness the people, and they'd say, "I'll believe if your God can do this," and they'd call on him to basically declare an amazing miracle. And I remember being with him so many times and thinking, man, that's a bold promise to make, Pastor, but it was unbelievable how God would come through. One of my favorite stories is he went and shared the gospel, small mud hut area, with this Muslim family. This woman came to him and said, "If your God is so good, then why do I have this form on my side where I've never been able to have children? Because of this, my husband doesn't want me." And in their culture, in their tribe, even though her husband didn't want her as his wife, she was still required to perform all her wifely duties. That was the culture. She couldn't stay in the house. She had none of the rights of being his wife, but she still had all the duties. And she looked at Pastor Lee and said, "If you want me to believe in your God, then have him fix this abscess I've had my side for over 10 years. Without flinching, Pastor Leah looked at her and said, "My God will heal this, and you'll be restored to your family, and then you'll believe in my God." We walked away, and I remember thinking, that is a bold statement, because if God doesn't come through, you've burned this bridge. But that's where my mind of little faith went to. Pastor Leah looked at me and laughed and said, "We serve the same God, you need more faith." It wasn't but a couple weeks later, she came to him and said, this blockage that I've had is gone. Her husband never found her useful because she could never have children. Within the several months, she was bearing a child, was restored to her family. She came to faith in Christ, and her husband was so shocked that this blockage, this problem she had was solved just by a declaration of a pastor, that he became saved. And this family in a village that had never heard of Jesus, that had never met a Christian, saw the miracle of this woman's medical issues being solved. She came to faith, her husband came to faith, the entire family came to faith. We serve a God who does miracles.